Just before the All-Star game in 2001, baseball Ironman and Hall of Famer Cal Ripken Jr. announced his retirement. Appropriate that he then went out and knocked one over the left field wall in the third inning. The perfect way, you could say, to say goodbye to the Midsummer Classic. With this year's All-Star game a day away, we figured the perfect time to welcome Cal Ripken Jr. back to our show. Cal joins us on behalf of State Farm's Go to Bat program, and for more information, you can go online to statefarm.com/go-to-bat. Cal, I just mentioned your last All-Star game. What do you remember from your first?
Being most excited, being very, very nervous. Felt like you walked into a clubhouse full of stars that you grew up watching.
Right.
And you felt like, am I really, really here? So that was the most nervous that I had ever been, and most exciting because nothing replaces the first time you do anything.
Oh, I bet. I mean, is that your standout memory from the All-Star game, or would be your standout memory?
Well, I kind of liked when I hit a home run a couple of times. The 91 game was really, really cool. I went into the All-Star break at like 3:49. I was in nosebleed territory for me. I'd never been that high. And I was really scared that I would mess up my swing a little bit in the home run derby. But I won the home run derby. I had a fantastic game, with a 3-run homer in that game, and then went on to have a good second half. So I heard Reggie talking about some guys not wanting to be in the home run derby because they're afraid the second half will go down. Mine didn't happen. Mine was good.
So do you buy into that, though, that guys can mess up their swing being a part of that?
Well, I know it's talking to the guys now that do it. The format's been expanded. There are 3 rounds. I mean, when I won it, it was just 1 round. And so it was physically taxing enough for that 1 round because you're in front of everybody. It does take a toll on you, and you do swing very, very hard, and maybe develop a little bit of a bad habit and a long swing that maybe it's tough to get back into your groove when you start the second part of the season. But I think most of it's in between the ears. If you watch those guys take BP, there are times that they take home run derby, during their batting practice time. So I'm not fully into that. It messes your swing up.
I've seen enough BPs to agree with you on that one. How about the guys this year? Who are you most looking forward to seeing in the home run derby?
The concern is that a lot of the big guys, aren't there.
Right.
And so you wonder whether but all the guys that hit in the big leagues, who was Reggie's pick? Was Reggie picked Nick Swisher?
I think so, yeah. I think he's going with the Yankee, though, too. I mean, in fairness.
Probably, but a lot of times there's some sleeper guys that actually can hit a lot of home runs. I remember Wade Boggs. I wouldn't go to home run derby against Wade Boggs, even though he didn't have that many home runs during the time. Ichiro would be a good one, if he was there. But heck, I don't know. If Reggie's going to pick Nick Swisher, I'll go with Nick too.
Fair enough. How about a skills competition? I mean, we talk about everybody loves it. Would you like to see a skills competition added too?
Yeah, I love the skills competition. Early on in the All-Star time, I remember I participated in a couple skills competitions, and then they stopped it because somebody hurt their arm on a relay throwing contest. But I remember in San Francisco, we were doing it, and I love that there are ways to show off your skills that the fans really want to see different than the home run ball.
We sometimes forget this is the midway point of the baseball season, and for some teams it's a good time for a break. Others, it probably could have come sooner, and that may be the Orioles. A really rough first half. They're 27 games out of first in the AL East, which I had to double check because it just seems impossible in some ways. When you look at this team, what do you think is the first step to maybe turning things around?
Well, I mean, they're in a sort of fix-it sort of mode and changing the manager, and it feels a little bit unstable, although it seems like it's coming back to a little bit more stability now. It seems like they pushed ahead with their rebuilding process and maybe created the wrong expectations that they're good already, and that they're going to win right now. Put Tremblay, under a little bit more of the scrutiny that says we're not just developing anymore, we want to win. And then when they got off to such a bad start, I don't think the younger guys really knew how to rebound from that. They kept trying harder and harder, and now they're in a rut, and now they just have to kind of relax and play the game and continue to improve as the year goes on. They got some talent on that club. They got some guys that hit the high 90s with their arms, and they got some good everyday guys there as well. So I think they'll be all right, but sometimes you're thrown into a state of shock, and I think the Orioles were thrown into that state, and they're trying to recover.
And certainly a tough second half of the season for those guys there. Cal, thanks for joining us. We always enjoy it. Enjoy the festivities.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sure thing. And the festivities in Anaheim.